Dry hack.
All right, so now we're live, but we're not in the groups yet. So now I need to go back to my page. I need to update it. And then I should have a live video here that I can share. There we go. There's the video. So I'm going to share this into real estate YouTube mastermind.
Okay.
Are
you going to be able to collect all the comments that way too?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. We may not be able to. RTV. Because I'm as my business page. Go back to myself. RATV. Post.
Da, da, da. Da, da, da. So they can actually see us going da da da.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but they are. They can see this. A viral. No,
it's like V something.
Yeah.
There we are.
And post.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're probably watching us do all of this right now.
Whatever.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, we got 2 people watching.
All right. You want to go start your spiel? Go ahead.
Here's my thing. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to the YouTube Lead Gen Show, hosted by Christina Smallhorn and myself, Malcolm Lawson. Christina and I have each generated millions of views and tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube and earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions that we earn from leads we generated from our real estate YouTube channels. And on this show, we mastermind about using YouTube in our lead gen. Crap, I messed it up. By using YouTube for lead gen in our real estate businesses. Christina, how are you today?
I'm so good. I can't stand myself.
That sounds pretty good. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, Joe Eves, what's going on?
What's up, guys? Hey, Joe in the house. So you were telling me the other day you just got a huge lead from your YouTube videos.
I did. I got this one's really big. I did a video on Tuesday, and it was about this guy John Oliver on HBO. He did a whole clip on manufactured homes. That video on YouTube from John Oliver has 7.7 million views. I talk about manufactured homes quite a bit on my channel. So I thought, well, this is a perfect video for me to react to. So I got all the title down. I got the video down and I cut it all up. I put it on YouTube on Tuesday, got a call yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know. All the days are running together, but he wants to buy a whole park. He wants me to find a whole park that he can purchase.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a whale right there.
Yeah, and he wants to this was the cool part. He wants to buy the park where people buy the pieces of land underneath it. But he knows that most people aren't going to be able to afford that. So what he's going to do is he's going to have like a 5-year payment plan that they can purchase the land underneath it, because he wants everybody to be able to own their house. I'm like, oh, I love you. Like, thank you. Because the whole clip is about how investors are doing these predatory chattel loans to basically raise the rent so high that people get kicked out. So the next person comes in, same thing happens, and no end. They just keep getting people in and out. And there's a whole guy that teaches people how to basically ruin people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his name is Frank Rolfe. So,
oh, geez. Yeah, that's a pretty big niche, investing in trailer parks. I'm in Bigger Pockets. That's a website for investors. And a lot of people on there are always talking about investing in trailer parks and how good of an investment that is.
Oh, they're great for rentals here. They're great rentals. I love me a trailer. I like a mobile home. Or a manufactured home, whatever you want to call them. I like them. I like them for rentals.
Yeah. So you've been having to kind of shift up how you do your videos lately, huh? I know a lot of your videos usually go out to the mobile homes or the tiny homes. You're actually in there filming on location, and now you're just another talking head YouTuber like me.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, I do have some B-roll footage that I've done from other videos and stuff. My React videos were always in the office, but I wanted to find a React that would go along with what I know the audience likes on my channel, and people on my channel like me to talk about different types of homes. Manufactured homes happens to be one of the most popular subjects I have. So I was like, all right, well, let me find something about manufactured homes. And sure enough, right at the top was John Oliver's clip about that. And I had a steady rise, like on YouTube like this with my with the video. I mean, it was above the line. It was like, when they show you your
No,
ranking,
gray line.
yeah, the
Yeah.
gray, it was above the gray line. So I'm like, oh, this is going to do really well. So it's like, here's the actual line and here was this video. So I was like, yeah, I'm really happy. And then all of a sudden it went like this. The gray
Yeah.
line went like this. I was like, holy cow. And that was because I changed the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And I mean, one tiny tweak to that thumbnail, which was the color of the font that said John Oliver, because I had it in orange to match the or it says mobile home sign at the top. I changed it to white. That's it.
Just to make it a little bit easier to read.
And it went from doing very well to straight up like skyrocketing. So it's at almost 10,000 views right now.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's good. And that's only what, 2 days old or something like that?
Yeah, I released it at 4:30 on Tuesday.
That's good. That's kind of a series that you're doing right now, right? Real estate agents react.
Yeah, a real estate agent reacts. That's a series I do. Not every one of them works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell it, like, some of them don't work.
And you gotta experiment sometimes.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. But it's a fun way to get the information of real estate out there. Because I mean, let's just be honest. To sit there and say, this is the 5 ways you purchase a home is really freaking boring. But if you sit there and you react to a television show and give your 5 tips of buying a home when you're reacting to this television show and say, well, this was stupid, they shouldn't have done that. Just the fact that you're willing to say that was stupid, people are like, ooh.
Right. Yeah, I think it makes them more consumable as well. Like if you can teach them that same lesson, but you're using John Oliver and other TV shows to do that, it's going to be much more consumable for a lot of people rather than just a talking head video like this going on and on about that.
Yeah, and I think people appreciate when I do talk about manufactured homes or mobile homes, because they do feel like they're a forgotten group of people that purchase homes. And so I don't know. I've gotten many calls that said, I was so surprised to hear a real estate agent talk about manufactured homes. I've never heard a real estate agent talk about it. Even people in the manufactured home business, because I called somebody in New Jersey and he was like, I know who you are. I've seen you on YouTube.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, oh, I want to know if I could borrow your footage of the inside of a plant. He's like, I don't own it. I was like,
Wow.
oh, poop. Because I thought it would be cool to show the inside of how they actually put these houses together. So, but
yeah, that's probably like a little community right there. There's people in manufactured homes and tiny homes and everything. And you're kind of working your way in there. I mean, that's a growing trend right now too. You have all these baby boomers that are looking to retire and they're looking at these, much more affordable homes.
Yeah. Yeah. And people like alternative building. I'm trying to get a hold of a 3D printing home company. If I could get a hold of them, because I mean, I already have the audience that will bring them a lot of views, and if I could get a hold of a 3D printing company, I've tried to reach out to a couple of them, but you just kind of get the runaround with them. They're like, oh yeah, well, contact this person and do this. And,
everyone's working from home now. So
I know, but I don't understand why they won't let me, like, I don't know. I just want to interview them. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about your houses. There's nothing else going on. And I've done these, like, this is the other thing too. So, the foldable house video, I wasn't there. That was a Zoom call that I recorded, but I chopped it up and made it more interesting, because if you just recorded a Zoom call, it would have been boring. Nobody's going to watch that crap.
Yep.
So you have to add gotta add some, what do they call it? Flair. Gotta add some flair to it. A little pizzazz to make it more interesting.
That's good. Yeah. Well, this time you got to negotiate any kind of affiliate links with that company before you make the video.
I learned my lesson, but I am getting paid. So, for my
that's amazing. So you have potentially $100,000 in affiliate marketing from that one company, from your one video about their affordable homes going viral.
Yes.
That's crazy. And now, now they're looking for other YouTubers to make videos like yours for their company, and they can give affiliate links. But the thing is, there's not that many really big real estate focused YouTube channels out there. So they're going to have a tough time finding another channel.
Because they don't want to pay them. They only want them to do an affiliate link. And so they found YouTubers to do it, but they were like, but we want this much up front. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is how it works. So then he came up with the affiliate program. And actually, Malcolm showed me the email that was sent out. And so I took that screenshot, sent it to him. And I said, hey, so you're sending out affiliate links? I said, that would have been nice. That would have been nice if you let me know beforehand. He's like, did you not get my email? And I'm like, looked on my thing. I was like, oh, yeah, I did. Sorry, I didn't see that. It came in about an hour ago. So yeah, so they're gonna back pay me. So
that's huge. So you're gonna think about making another video about their foldable homes? Maybe you can go actually tour one after they actually build some.
Yeah. So he and I have spoken, and once the factory is completely set up, like this is with everything that's happened right now, things are kind of like everything is stopped. So, but once everything starts back up again, they're in a much better position than a lot of construction companies because his is affordable and it's cheap to put on a location. He's actually going to be solving a problem that's going to potentially be coming up really soon. So he's in a much better position than a lot of home builders. So once this starts back up again, I do plan on flying out there and seeing touring the factory and talking to his dad this time and doing more of like a one-on-one type interview, like, walking around and seeing stuff.
You got to make them pay for your flight out there. That's what you got to do.
Oh, it's like $74 to fly over there.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying right now, it's dirt cheap. Yeah.
And I mean, like even before, it wasn't. To fly to Las Vegas is so inexpensive.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great thing about YouTube is that you now have this, other streams of income in your real estate business.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Like honestly, this is like filling the gap of what we're missing. It's filling the gap.
I made about $1,000 in affiliate links in the past 30 days. And I made about $1,000 from ads playing on my YouTube videos in the past 30 days. So right now, and my business is completely dried up right now because of this whole thing.
Everybody's is. I mean, unless you live in an area that isn't in lockdown, and I've seen that some areas have allowed real estate agents because they're considered essential.
Yeah, Maryland, actually, my state, we are essential, apparently.
I find that strange.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with it. It's kind of tricky though, because we're essential, but photographers are not. So I can't get photographs of my listings right now. It's kind of weird. I have to go out there and do it myself. Which
I was going to say, like, do you have the new iPhone? They take beautiful pictures. A matter of fact, my friend George Kenner has an app that makes it look like how they put in the windows where it has the blue skies and stuff like that. You can take it's an app that takes your cell phone pictures and makes it look like those pictures. That
I remember you showed me that. Yeah. We ought to do a whole live stream just on like apps like that you can use.
Well, he wants to talk about it. And he said that he could even give us an interview with the owner of that company. So that would be cool.
That's good. So Dave says he has 3 buyers and they're still working, still active. That's fantastic.
What area are you in though, Dave? Like what is your area in shutdown mode? Like everybody I know that a lot of people that I know, not everybody, but a lot of people I know said that they were working with people, but everybody said, you know what, we're just going to hold off.
Yeah. So Joe says we're considered essential here in Utah. And that's great. And then Dave's from Indiana. Yeah, I mean, I have 1 buyer right now that's still looking, but I personally don't feel like going out and showing property. So I actually just hired I'm paying somebody $35 to go out and do a video tour of the property for me to send to my buyer. So hopefully I never actually have to leave my home for all this. Well, I guess maybe for the inspection. I'll figure something out. But I do have 1 buyer I'm still kind of working from, and he's a YouTube buyer, by the way. I got him from my YouTube channels.
Yeah, I just I am like one of those people. They say, if you're immune compromised, I am the immune compromised person.
Right.
I do not have a spleen that has been taken and removed from me years ago, and I have this weird blood thing called ITP. So I have this that has to do with my platelets and all this other crap. Anyways, I am the person. So I'm terrified to go out in the world. I look at people, I'm like, get away from me. I look at everybody as infected. Everybody's infected.
Yeah, seriously, you have to look at it that way. Anyway, I don't want to go down in this.
No, but I do want to
hole.
ask you this. So if you do have to go to an inspection, they're talking about how everybody has to wear masks. Will you be wearing a mask?
I've got my N95 respirator right here. I'm ready.
Do you know I just found my N95s. We had them because, first of all, 2016 we had mold, so we were wearing them because of the mold. And so we have 4 of them here at the house. I didn't even know we had them. So I was like, people are going to think that we try to hoard these things. We did not.
No, for the record, I bought this a couple of years ago because I'm a prepper and I have all this. I have everything I need right now.
Yeah. So.
Except for pizza.
But are you gonna wear that out? Will you wear that out?
I probably would, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Some people are like, "There's no way I'm doing that."
Well,
maybe we should do our business cards with that.
So they're talking about the CDC is going to now start telling everybody to wear out some kind of cover on your face every time you go out in public.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been doing it because there's a shortage and they want all the supplies to go to the hospitals. But now that we're kind of finding an equilibrium with that, they may start recommending more of that. So we got a comment here from Tim Macy. Trying to get my videos up the search chain. Top 5 pros and cons of living in San Antonio. Feel free to tear me to pieces. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So let's do a search here and go to YouTube. Let's see if we can find his videos. So is living in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Let's see. So you got a lot of competition there.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is right there. Pros and cons of living in San Antonio. 20 hours ago, you just published it. And you can see that it has this new tag on it. And what this new tag means is that they're actually testing out your video. So it can be a little deceptive because a lot of people will be like, oh, I got my video to rank in the search in one day.
Temporarily.
But, yeah. They usually put this new tag for about, I think, like 7 days or so. Maybe it's not even based on days, honestly.
It's not days.
Yeah, it's probably however many times that they can test it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, right now, just looking through these, I like your thumbnail. I like the purple. The purple really stands out. I mean, I like your thumbnails. I think all your thumbnails on your channels have been really stepping up lately.
As well as I do. I mean, people have stepped up their game quite a bit, but for many years, real estate had to have been the worst group of people for thumbnails I'd ever seen in my life.
Right.
I mean, myself included, because like we all do this. Like we will throw all the words to the title all over the thumbnail. We clutter it. We don't show houses. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Honestly, man, I think that's a pretty good thumbnail.
You see all right, moving to San Antonio, the house tour vlog, scroll down just a little bit. Yeah, that one right there. Stop. And it says moving to San Antonio plus house tour vlog.
Right. Yeah.
10,000 views. What I find interesting, you see how big her image is?
Yeah.
Her personal image is huge.
Right. Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've learned just recently, that they say that, if you're going to use your image, make it so big that you see the whites of your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that in my last video, my last thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tim does pretty good with it. Yeah, I usually crop myself from like my waist up on my thumbnails. And yeah, I mean, I like this style of having this kind of color layer over the background. There's a Juji Mufu is a popular YouTuber, and he does that on his channel, and I really like it. And I mean, yeah, you can really see how these colors really make the thumbnails pop out so much more.
Right. It's not a flat color. It's got like dimension and whatever. What do they call that? Texture.
Yeah, it's got some texture to it. Got maybe a little bit of depth to it. And if you scroll, let's see what his thumbnails used to be. Yeah, mostly just like screen captures. So he's really been upping his thumbnail game. I mean, I'd even consider go back and update all your old thumbnails as well. Well,
No.
if they're, I know you're not a fan of that.
No, there's just no point. You're just trying to move forward. The likelihood of anybody caring about his EXP icon agent program for 2020, like that is going to be more relevant to
Right.
the one that he did in 2019 of a listing. Nobody, like, why redo that thumbnail of a listing? That doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, okay. I'll admit, for like an old listing, I wouldn't do it. If it was like an old market update or something, I wouldn't do it as well. I mean, his content has changed as well. The types of videos that he's doing. So let's watch 30 seconds of this and see. I always pay attention to the first 30 seconds of a video to see how long it takes to get into the actual content of the video. So let's say,
I'm here to give you 5 pros and 5 cons of living in San Antonio. When my wife and I moved here almost 7 years ago, we instantly kind of fell in love with the vibe and the people and everything going on in the city. So we love it, but there are pros and cons of living here. And we also took to our Facebook page to find out what other people think are the pros and cons of living here. And after 100 and some odd amount of comments, we have some answers for you. I'm Tim Macy, and I love San Antonio. So on my channel, you're going to find interesting facts about San Antonio, places to eat in San Antonio, and some tips to help you own a home here in the city. So if you like that stuff, please do me a favor, subscribe, check out all our videos. So I'm going to start off.
Your intro is way too long. It's way too long. Way, way, way too long.
Yeah, so right now we're about 55 seconds, and we're just now actually getting into the content. And for me personally, one strategy I've been trying to follow lately is trying to get into the content as soon as I possibly can. 20 to 30 seconds, I typically want to be in the content. But I mean, I like a lot what he did. I like
I love the beginning with the little dog, and the hook was good.
Yeah,
but you had
good.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Hi, I'm Tim Macy. This is what you're gonna get. This is why you need to subscribe. Blah blah blah. That's 20 seconds. That's a long time to get to what you're actually talking about. Too much. Intro 5 seconds long. If you're gonna do an intro, 5 seconds. You gotta take that down. Somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I like this right here. I love those graphics as well. I mean, I like the B-roll. Yeah, I like the hook at the beginning.
The quality is always going to be there. He always makes quality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like you can't shred the quality at all. You can't do that with Brad either. Like their quality, of course, is going to be there.
Yeah. And I mean, with his little branded intro, I mean, I like that he's not just saying, hey, subscribe and hit that bell icon. Instead, he's saying why they should subscribe, what the value is that they're going to get from subscribing. But you are right that, people recommend that usually you try to get those down to 3 to 5 seconds long if you do use a branded intro like that. I just stopped using them altogether. And I would say if you're going after a competitive keyword, like you really want your video to rank #1, I would really get to the content as soon as possible and try to cut down that beginning as much as possible. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good. A lot of good things.
It's a nice intro. Matter of fact, that'd be fantastic for a channel trailer, but it's too long. It's too long for a video.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit shorter. And really what we have to do is test it out. Let this thing run for a week and then look at your audience retention and see if you're able to keep people's attention for that first 55 seconds. If you get to the 55 seconds when you actually start with the content, if people are still there, maybe you can keep it in there. But if you see that you lost 20%, 30% of your viewers by the time you actually get to the content, then go back and re-examine to see if you can just shorten that up try to trim that down. And yeah, I mean, I try to get to the content within the first 30 seconds or so. So you gotta try to trim the fat a little bit on this if you could.
Yeah, but the hook was great.
Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. I mean, he established credibility from him living there as well as the Facebook group, and he's kind of given a shout out to his Facebook group. So let's see how he ends the video. That was
brilliant, actually.
Yeah,
that was kind of good.
At the same time, I like it. Let's see.
Look at that guy.
What? Look at the what?
The sky on that. It's like the clouds and stuff. Sorry,
Yeah.
squirrel.
Pretty trippy. That's a-
Hey, if you like that video, please check out our other ones. We've got more top facts about San Antonio and more neighborhood profiles to check out so you can get to know San Antonio better.
And see, this is where I would have said, you want to know San Antonio better? This is where you need you're gonna need to click right here and subscribe. Like you do that at the end. You ask them to subscribe. If they've made it all the way through, point them to subscribe. I would have said that at the end. I would have had the icon, the little channel icon for them to subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, this is really solid. I do kind of wish that I could just see you pointing to the individual videos, and you have to kind of know ahead of time what those videos are going to be if you do that method. But say, click right here to see my top 10 facts about San Antonio, and click right here to see the best food in San Antonio.
So switch them out, though. You could, so you can always switch out those cards. You could say, want to know some more things about San Antonio? Click this video right here. Instead, so that way you could switch out that end card video as many times as you want to a top performing video.
Yeah. Or you could just direct them to a playlist. So every single time, hey, if you want to learn more about San Antonio, click on this playlist right here of other videos I've done, something like that. And then let's see, did he have that subscribe button at the end? Yeah, I think he did right here. Yeah, I stopped using those, honestly. Just because there's so many other ways that they can subscribe. There's a subscribe button right there, and there's another one that usually it pops up when you hover over it. And I don't want to. When
I say my name, like at the end, I go, "My name is Christina Smallhorn." Then the subscribe, like you can see the lower thirds come up, and my picture comes up right under, like when I put it together on YouTube. Yeah. I put my face right there. I mean, whatever. People know to subscribe now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a foreign thing anymore on the old boob tubes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, I think that's a very solid ending. I think he did a lot of things right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. I definitely, I could see this video doing very well, and sometimes it does just take a little while for one of your videos to take off. Let's go back to that search and see how old some of these other videos are. So 3 months old, 2 months old, 1 day. So this one's also a new one. 1 year old, 1 year old, 9 months old, 8 months old. So
see that one above that? You said that was just a day old. Scroll up a little bit. Look how many words, and I mean, that's just like, what does that say about San Antonio? Not a thing.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I don't like that thumbnail at all.
It's not, no. Like I don't know, in my opinion.
Yeah.
See, but the one underneath it is really good. See how it has the San Antonio look, and it has 110,000 views. It's one word, simple, gives you a beautiful shot. So simple.
Top 10 reasons to move to San Antonio. 110,000 views in just 12 months. Like, yeah, that's the kind of videos that you should be watching and see, like, okay, how can I create something like this? Let's see. Let's see how many subscribers. So they also have 300,000 subscribers as well. So
but that was a beautiful thumbnail. That was simple, good, clickable,
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's absolutely possible for as a real estate agent for you to create a video like this that gets 100,000 views.
Right. And I challenge you to try not to use your face in a couple of them. Like test it out. Try just the simple image of San Antonio with one word, and then try one with your face in it. Like test them out. Either way, I found out for myself, people don't want to look at my face unless it's a reaction video, because that makes sense because I'm reacting to something. But if it's anything else, tiny home or anything else, they want to see the house. They don't give a flying poop who I am. So just, I challenge you to I know that a lot of people will say, put your face in it in order to get your manning, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not necessary. You want to click on it.
Yeah. I just opened up a new incognito window. Can you see my new window that opened up? Okay. So incognito. Okay. Yeah. So with an incognito window, it's ranking, it looks like 7th right now. But I mean, I guess it's still pretty new.
Yeah, check that in 3 more days and see where it's at. That's what we needed.
That's them testing out your video right now to see how well it performs. But yeah, overall, man, I think that's a great example of what you should do. And a video like that could generate you leads. Now, this may be, you may have a different opinion on this, but so with the 20 seconds at the end, that's how long you can have an end card, end screens on there. So what I typically do is I have the first call to action. I usually have 2 call to actions. I don't know if I should be doing that or not, but I do. One call to action, click right here to watch another video. And the other call to action is, hey, if you want to move to San Antonio, give me a call. Here's all my contact information. So that if your video does rank, you can actually get some leads from that. So
yeah, of course. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing a 10-second call to action to try to get some business out of that video as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to sell it really hard, but 10 seconds at the end, quick, hey, if you want to have a conversation.
If they made it all the way to the end, you could hard sell all the way. If you had a 16-minute video and they made it all the way to the end, you hard sell them to death.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Or the other call to action you could have done is, hey, click right here to watch another video about San Antonio. And don't forget to join my Yo San Antonio Facebook group, link down in the description below. And then when they join your San Antonio Facebook group, one of the questions could be, are you planning on moving here? If they say yes, then send them a message. That's kind of the YouTube to Facebook group model that I follow. I've had a lot of success with that. I'm talking to somebody right now that joined my Annapolis group, and they're military and they're planning on buying in June once the COD ban gets lifted.
No, that's cool. Jake did make a valid point. He said, we had a fire at my house. I needed a rental. Real estate can be essential. Yes. I get it. I totally do. But I feel like there's a fine line that people are taking advantage of that.
So yeah, Adrian is making Tim's thumbnails. That's my understanding. Yeah, man, they're turning out great. They're better than my thumbnails. I'm really happy with those. And let me show you who it reminds me of.
I like making thumbnails. Do you like making thumbnails?
I do. I do a lot of ways.
I enjoy it.
Any of you guys watch Juji Mufu? He changed his name to Juji and Tom, but he's he changed his thumbnail style. He used to do a lot of those, like this, where he'd change the color of the background, and they used to really pop out. And that's kind of who I first started using that. And you can see how much they pop out with the red and the green and the blue. I've always really loved that style. It looks like Tim and Adrian are adopting that in a lot of ways. So let's see, we got what expectations should a new channel have for how long to get leads and how many? Good question. Yeah, I mean, I've even heard Tim Macy before say that video has a longer ROI, and I agree with that. If you upload a video, if you upload the right video, I think you could start getting leads from that in a month or two.
I think if you make it specific to your area too, where you show that you have knowledge of that area. My first lead I ever got on YouTube was by accident. I was doing a walkthrough tour for a client that needed to purchase a house, and she lived in another country. I uploaded it to YouTube because, where else am I going to put it? I couldn't put it on Facebook, couldn't put it anywhere else. So I put it on there as kind of like whatever. I dumped it on there. And every house she wanted to see, I just kept going to all these houses and putting on my YouTube channel. Somebody called me because they saw those videos and they had me list their house. They said, if anybody knows more about this area than you, I don't know who it is, because who puts out a video 2-3 times a week about houses in Ascension Parish? So then I got a listing and a sale out of that one. It was by accident. And that's when I was like, oh, I need to be on YouTube more often. And how do I do this? So you can, you just, as long as you're being yourself, I think you're going to win. If you try to copy other people, then you're going to lose.
Yeah. So it was probably, I started doing video on YouTube for my real estate business in 2016. And it's probably a full year, 2017, until I got my first lead from it. But that's because I was making the wrong types of videos. I was making videos about real estate in general, about, how to buy a house, how to sell a house, what is the escrow account, those types of stuff. Videos really won't generate you a whole lot of leads. But videos like we just saw from Tim Macy, pros and cons of living in blank, or the cost of living in blank, or top 10 benefits of living in blank, or 10 things to know before moving to blank. Those are the ones that
the biggest lies about living in that's a good one. The biggest lies. Yeah. The biggest lies of living in San Antonio.
Yeah.
That will make you lots of views, that's a good title.
Yeah. So
People like big lies.
yeah, so something that's a very clickable title. That's a
Mhm.
very clickable title, which is really going to help your video rank higher. And people like relocation guide type videos. If you turn your relocation guide into a video, you know, when somebody's searching for moving to Maryland or moving to Annapolis, Maryland or something, your video could rank for that and get them at the right moment. They're going to reach out to you and you can generate leads. Right now, I'm generating, I don't know, 3 to 5 leads a week from my YouTube channels, my YouTube videos. But that's from me uploading videos for a couple of years now and finally pinpointing what the right ones are. But the beauty of it is, though, that I don't have to keep uploading videos. I can kind of stop that right now, and those videos are still generating leads, and they'll be generating leads for years to come.
I will say this too. All right. So I know that Tim does San Antonio, and of course, those ones specific to your area are really good. But if you want to cast that net even wider, do your whole state, you know? And so that because I did one about Louisiana, and people like I get lots of people now that are from Louisiana. They're like, I'm from here. I don't even know why I'm watching this. You know?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
because Louisiana's awesome, you know. So you end up building a rapport with people in the area, even though you're talking about something they already know about, but they want to hear what you have to say, because a lot of times, like, I'm not from here. I'm not originally from here. So they hear me talk about it and they laugh because they've lived here their whole life, you know. And it's things they never even thought about, like the way that people say people's last names and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Don't be afraid to go a little bit broader. If you maybe
just a few.
you only cover San Antonio, but you could do a couple of videos about Texas,
Mhm.
and people in San Antonio will still find a lot of value out of that type of content.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah. And what's the worst case scenario? You get a lead in another part of Texas, and then you have a referral partner over there that you can start trading in
That's
Dallas.
terrible.
I have a lot of videos just about the state of Maryland, but Maryland's a heck of a lot smaller than Texas, so it's a little bit easier for me to cover a lot of those.
Well, like North Louisiana and South Louisiana are like literally night and day. It has, I mean, accents are different. The food is different. The gumbo is different. I mean, you couldn't get any more vast in culture, even though it's all Louisiana. So a lot of times when I talk about things, I'm referring it mostly to South Louisiana, but that's the cool part.
Yeah.
That's where you get the best gumbo.
Those are the cool Louisianians.
Yeah, and a lot, you know, the best seafood comes down from here. So
Joe says, I'm testing a live stream and talking about the property with my 3D tours, trying to break up the same old stuff. Okay, so you're doing like 3D tours of properties. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to break things up.
Do you know who does that as well? George Kenner. George Kenner does that with Matterport. He will take he'll talk about it. He'll show clips of the Matterport 3D printing. Then he'll talk about the house a little bit more, throw in some from more like actual footage of the house, then throw in some more of the 3D tour. So he's constantly moving that image along. So you get a good idea of the house.
Here's something a little controversial.
Okay.
That I think Christina and I are both on the same page about this. And then we stopped putting our listing videos on our YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and actually deleted all of mine, because in my mind, that is a completely different value than all the other type of content that I have. So if you have a video all about San Antonio providing the best restaurants and things to do and activities, and then you have just kind of a listing video, it's a completely different value, and you could really just overwhelm your channel with listing videos. Now, the only exception is if you make it really entertaining. If you make it really entertaining, there's several creators. Yeah, like Tim Macy, his last one was 10 reasons not to buy this house, and it's a super entertaining video.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the value, is you're entertaining them.
Right.
And that's the only exception, is if you can make them really entertaining. But if you're just hiring a videographer just to go out there and do a bunch of listings, put that on a separate channel than the channel that you're trying to generate leads from, because it's just a completely different value proposition than in my mind.
Right. And that's what I do. Or if I have them on my channel, they're unlisted because they're linked to the MLS. So they're unlisted. No one else would see them unless they had that link from the MLS. And those are, but I have my entertaining ones too. And I just try to title them and tie them into my own content that I already have on my channel.
Yeah. So Tim says, I did tweak the 9-round one because I saw it was still performing well, and I think it made it perform better. Okay. 9-round one. I don't know. I don't remember which video that one was, but that's good. So you said you tweaked it and it actually performed better. So I'm guessing maybe you tweaked the title. Oh, you must have been going back to your older videos. So you must have tweaked your title or your thumbnail. So, Christina's not a big fan of this, but you absolutely could go back and update a thumbnail and a title for a video. And that video, it would take YouTube a little time to get some new data on it. But if you increase the click-through rate, an old video can suddenly take off because it has a much higher click-through rate than it did otherwise.
All right, let me say this. I'm not saying that it's a terrible idea, but I think sometimes when you waste all that time trying to repair damage that you've done on old videos, instead of doing that, make a better video. In Tim's case, that wouldn't be necessarily the case because he makes good videos. But I'm just saying, if it's old content and you're trying to revive it because you spent a lot of time on it, it's a good video, that makes sense. But if you're just trying to, I'm just trying to add consistency to my channel, stop it, just move forward, make the next video. People change their thumbnail style all the time. They don't go back, 4 years and start replacing old thumbnails and stuff like that. They leave them alone. They're moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. You don't want to have a video that performed poorly and then you say, oh, well, it's because my thumbnail, I should have done this thumbnail instead of this one, dang it. But no, if it performed poorly and you had a decent thumbnail, then it's probably that your video itself is why it performed poorly.
Or your audience rejected it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, you really have to look at your analytics and see, is your audience retention super high, and your click-through rate is super low, then maybe it is your thumbnail, but it could also be just the topic that you covered in general. If I were to make a video about what is an escrow account, no matter how good the title is or thumbnail is, that video is never going to perform well. So maybe just the topic in general. So yeah, move on, see if you can learn any lessons from that video and try to move on and improve with every video that you did.
I know people that will be like, well, you need to improve on your thumbnails. And then the next day they're like, hey, I spent 8 hours improving my thumbnails. I'm like, why'd you do that? I'm saying move forward. I told you that, and now they all look the same, now you didn't even listen, Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, when you first publish a video, YouTube tests out that video. It may give you, let's say, 1,000 free impressions for whatever keywords or search terms you say that your video is about, and maybe some that it thinks that your video is about or would be a good fit for as well. And then if it says, oh, nope, this video is not performing well, then it's not really going to show your video to anybody else again. So you really do have that kind of one opportunity when you first launch a video to make a good impression to YouTube. So if you do update an old thumbnail, they're not really going to give you another 1,000 impressions like that. So sometimes it doesn't always work updating it, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was helping a friend of mine who has a much larger child than mine. And we talked about some things, and she moved some stuff around, and then all of a sudden, literally it went from here to here. It was, and then it went instantly. She's like, I was not expecting that. I'm like, who knew,
And then another thing you can do is go back and update your playlist. You actually taught me this. Yeah. Is that what it was? Yeah. So yeah, Christina actually taught me this, that, let's say I have 5 videos in a playlist, and when somebody watches video A, then they go watching video B, then video C, YouTube sees that. And so they start recommending video B and C next to video A as suggested videos. Or if somebody watches that video A, then they may suggest video B the next day that they log in. So if you have videos that you want YouTube to suggest next to each other, put them in a playlist together, and they'll be more likely to get suggested next to each other. But you also want to make sure that you don't have too crazy a playlist with completely random topics that wouldn't be a good fit for each other if they got suggested next to each other as well.
I made that mistake. I'd be like buying a home, and I'd be like, well, this could go for buyers too. This video could, and I'd throw it in there. Yeah,
I would do that too.
I wasn't being very strategic. I was like, oh, it could possibly happen. This was really funny. They'll think it's funny.
People always tell you, oh, the more playlists that your videos are in, the better they'll perform. And I remember when, a couple years ago, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to make 10 different playlists and add my video to every single one of those. And that's a mistake. That's not something that you want to do.
Yeah, I know it does work for people still to this day. I just don't follow that strategy.
So Tim says, my intro is too long. Damn it. I shouldn't have brought this up. So that's kind of my rule of thumb, is that I want to get to the content within the first 30 seconds. But I will say that you did a really good job keeping my attention for that first minute. You had a lot of cuts in there. You had a lot of energetic music. So really, you'd have to defer to your audience retention and see what your audience retention looked like for that first minute. And maybe you were able to beat it because you were doing so good at keeping our attention. So if your audience retention is pretty good in that first minute, then, maybe you can run with it. That's my opinion. Yeah, I'm definitely diving into audience retention. Good. That's what you need to focus on. That's one of the most important metrics. I don't know if it's more important than click-through rate. It probably isn't. Click-through rate's probably more important, but audience retention is like second to that. Good show. I'll be watching again, but I need a roll. See you later, Dave. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Dave.
Anything strategy-wise to keep it up in the search once it's out?
Get people to click on it.
It's all about that click-through rate and the audience retention.
Get people to click on it.
I mean, after you publish the video, there's really not a whole lot you can do. If you had another video that was ranking in that search, you could add it to a playlist for that in the same video. But no, after you publish it, I mean, it has to have a high click-through rate. It has to keep their attention. Whatever you're doing for keyword optimization and all that stuff, it worked, right? You wanted it to rank for that search term, and YouTube's testing it out for that search term. So now it's just going to be up to the results and see if it has a high click-through rate and high audience retention. I think it will. I think I think it's a pretty good thumbnail, pretty good title as well.
I've had, there's ones that I would have bet, this video is going to blow up. I know it's going to blow up because of my past performances and everything else. I have a pretty decent click-through rate. My audience retention's pretty good. Why did the video perform like crap?
Yeah.
Like I've had that happen. So, there's only after it's published, you all I can say is you put everything you could possibly put in there. You watch that video, and before you even upload it, you send it to somebody else that will shred you. That will say, that's too long. No, don't do that. You're looking over here for that. I wouldn't say that. And don't take offense to it. Cut out those minutes, I've done that too. I have my oldest daughter watch it because my husband's afraid to say anything, and he'll say, yeah, it's fine. He just says, yeah, it's fine no matter what. Or he'll find some weird frame in there and he's like, cut this out. And it takes me forever. But my daughter will flat out tell me that she's like, no, Mom, that was stupid. Or you sounded like a kind of bitchy right there. So take that out. So I'll take it out, And if you can handle that kind of criticism from somebody that is being genuinely honest with you, listen to them before you actually render that video out before you put it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Get some feedback. We all think our videos are amazing and should get 1 million views. We all think that. I
used to think that. Now I never think it's good enough. I used to think, like, this is going to blow the internet up. No, I don't. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I do. Is this good enough? Is it good enough? Now I freak out. I panic.
Yeah. So you have a video you put a lot of work into, upload it directly into one of these Facebook groups and say, hey, can you guys give me some feedback before I publish this to my audience? And
we've done that.
Yeah, I have too. I do that with my thumbnails all the time, and let people just rip into it and say, bro, you shouldn't have 5 call to actions in the first 30 seconds. And you repeated yourself here, and your music's too loud. That's when I always screw up. My music is always too loud a lot of times.
And it's hard to decide if you want music or not. My last video did not have any music.
Wow.
And that was I always like music. I like music. And it was
music.
Right, but it did make sense for the video.
I mean, I've heard that it can increase your audience retention. I've heard people say that by having that kind of music.
Yeah, because it gives you a feeling. As you're talking, it gives that feeling.
It's almost like a rhythm to it, But yeah, sometimes it's not always appropriate. So I usually put music in videos now, but sometimes I do wonder maybe I shouldn't put in all of them. It's hard to say. So you didn't do in your last one, right? And you still got 10,000 views and
did not. Yeah, but it wouldn't have made sense. Okay, so here I am watching John Oliver, and then I'm going to talk, and then all of a sudden I throw in some music all of a sudden, and then we start. I don't know. I watched other reaction videos like Dr. Mike and this baby mama. She's an OBGYN. She does reaction. They don't put music in there. They do it. They do it the last like 20, 30 seconds, you know, when they're doing their cutaway that they're ending it out, but they don't put it through there. It doesn't make sense. I tried, like, we actually put some in there and I'm like, this just sounds crap. It made it cheap. So I just.
And something like that, where you're playing clips of John Oliver, you know, you don't want to play music over his clips, especially if he has sound effects or something else going on. It'd be a little weird. So I can understand that. So we have a question. Do you think doing statewide videos is too broad of a search?
No.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I wouldn't focus. So if you're in Texas, I wouldn't make your entire channel all about Texas, right? If you're in San Antonio, that's where you want the leads. That's where you should make the videos about. But having a few videos kind of broader about your entire state is not a bad idea. Your people in San Antonio are still getting a lot of value out of that. And people moving to San Antonio are probably also typing in moving to Texas, and they could find your channel that way as well.
And if you could work with other real estate, I know this is going to sound so counterintuitive, but it really will help you in the long run. YouTube is a collaborative place. So if you can find other real estate agents at the same time, come up with a video for their channel about moving to Texas, and you guys work together and recommend each other's video at the end of your video and make a round robin circle, you've actually helped yourself in views.
Yeah, maybe even do like a Zoom call like this with your referral partners in the other parts of your state. So I mean, I'm in Maryland. Maryland's a much smaller state, but I have a lot of videos about Maryland, and I have a lot of people tell me like, "Oh my God, Malcolm, I'm moving to Maryland. I didn't know anything about it. Thank you so much for telling me all this stuff about Maryland. I'm so excited to go there." So I have things like top 10 national parks in Maryland, top 10 amusement parks in Maryland, top 10 beaches in Maryland was one I was going to do. And just these big, broad things of things to do in Maryland. And people that are moving here find tremendous amount of value in that. You know, they're little mini adventures that they can go on the weekends and explore these different parks and areas. So, yeah, I think your target audience would still find a lot of value in that. And a lot of people do type in moving to Maryland, moving to Texas, instead of, because they may not know what city they want to move to. You know, if you're like me, I have multiple little cities all around me instead of just one big city. So they may not know which little city they want to move to, and they just type in moving to Maryland. And when they do that in Google, my videos, a couple of my videos are on the first page of Google for that. All right, we got some more comments here. Compare overall state to your specific city. Texas is great, but here's in San Antonio. Yeah, that's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, so, but the title, if that was a title, it's too long.
Yeah. So my titles, I try to keep them below 55 characters because 55 characters is the size that the title gets cut off as a suggested video on a mobile device. So because of that, I try to keep all my titles below 55 characters so they don't get truncated, which is where they get cut off. Let me pull up a video. I'll kind of show you what I mean.
Sorry, I couldn't breathe in here.
That's all right. Yeah, so when you look at the titles on this one, that's about 55 characters is my understanding of these titles. But yeah, then that's kind of a cool thing. So maybe like San Antonio cost of living versus Texas cost of living, or average home price versus Texas average home price, or San Antonio culture versus, you know, Austin culture versus Texas culture. That right there would be kind of a cool video. Let's see. How do you do 3D tours with MP with the cardboard Google headsets?
I have no idea. If you want to know more about that, reach out to a guy named George Kenner, and he could help you. Like I was lucky enough that he gave me a few clips that years ago of his 3D tour to add into the actual video. Ask him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know with the Google Cardboard. I'm pretty sure YouTube is compatible with 3D videos.
Correct.
So you could do a 3D video tour of you walking around holding a 3D camera. You can get them pretty cheap these days. And just do a tour of you walking around, upload it to YouTube, and then if your clients have that Google Cardboard thing, or even they could just pull up the 3D tour on their phone, and they don't have to wear it around their heads. They could just like move camera around like this, they can pause it and to look at a certain spot, play it, fast forward it, rewind it. Google is totally compatible with all that 3D tour stuff. So I wouldn't get too complicated with that. Keep it simple.
Those 3D tours give me vertigo. I like, they literally make me sick to my stomach.
Oh, really?
Like when you're moving your phone around like this, I'm like, can't do it.
Yeah, I don't really think that they're necessary to wear a freaking headset with it when you can just literally just pull it up on your phone and you can like zoom in and move it around your fingers like this. You can even do it on your computer with the 3D videos on YouTube.
But some people like it, if you're willing to do that extra step. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think, that's going to make or break a listing. But if you want to go that extra mile, do it. Have at it.
If that's going to be your pitch to your sellers to get the listing.
Whatever.
Sim says, so we analyzed what videos were still getting traction in search to see if we could make them do a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can really do is just increase your click-through rate, which comes down to just the title and the thumbnail, really. That's really the only thing you can do to older videos. I've heard that you can go back and update things like the tags and description, and YouTube may reanalyze it. I don't really know. I don't think. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago that I heard that. I don't think that they're really going to do that now. They don't put much weight in your tags and your description after the first few hours of the video.
Do you know how I choose my tags?
Click, 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 click.
Yeah. Like I'm dead serious. Like, everybody listen to me. And I feel like I have a pretty decent channel. My tags that I choose, I literally go down and see what either TubeBuddy or vidIQ suggests. And I just click all the way across what they say until the little tag box is full, and I call it a day. My description, I really basically just say what in natural language, what my video is about. And I don't go crazy. I used to spend hours, ridiculous amounts of hours, trying to find the most optimized keyword phrase that's trending on Google that's going to make my video take off. And I'd get all that done thinking I'm put together a masterpiece, hit publish, and not a damn thing would happen. It's not how it works anymore. Just saying.
So, yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah, tags are not as important as they used to be, but it also kind of depends on what traffic source you're going for. If you're going for search traffic, don't spend a lot of time with tags, but yeah, throw some tags out there that you want to rank for. Living in San Antonio, I think it's okay to throw that out there. But if you want a video to go viral, videos never go viral from search. That's not where they get all their traffic from. Let me show you. This is a video.
Videos go viral from people clicking on them.
Yeah. This is a video that I uploaded about a week ago on my outdoor channel. It's up to 111,000 views. And if you look here at the source of views, search isn't even in the top 5 sources. And the number one source is browse. 90% of the views come from browse. And so that's YouTube knowing what the video is about and placing it on the home screen of users that they think would be interested in that. And that's what you really want. But I mean, that's to get a video to go viral and get hundreds of thousands of views. If you're going after search, you're not going to get as much views, but I think I think at least throwing those keywords in there is helpful. And I still follow those practices. I still throw the keywords in there. I still put them in my description as well of my videos.
I have no question for you.
All right.
What do you consider a viral video?
Well, okay. It's kind of, I don't know. I'd say tens of thousands of views in a short period of time. I'm using that word pretty loosely.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of depends on the platform as well. And maybe it depend on the niche that you're in as well. Mm-hmm. If you have a video all about San Antonio and it suddenly gets 60,000 views and they're all from people in San Antonio, I'd say that's you could consider that a viral video.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you consider a viral video? I think it depends on your niche. If you just made a video about gaming and it gets 1 million views, that's not unnormal for a gaming channel. But if you make, some of your real estate videos got 500,000 views, I'd say that's a viral video within those communities, within those tiny home communities.
Yeah, I think if you get consistently over 30,000 views on a video, I'm like, you're killing it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say for my channel, that's, as viral as my videos get on that channel there.
You want to see something really interesting?
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh, this is actually very sad.
Uh-oh.
So the video that I did with John Oliver.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I can. How can I do that?
A little share screen button on the bottom, and then I'll add it to the feed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, great thumbnail for that video, by the way. I was really impressed with that. That's very, very intricate, but very easy to read and understand exactly, what I'm going to get out of that video.
Okay, this is what I'm going to show something that's really sad. Okay. This video in my normal, it was doing very well on its own, and it went straight up. What happened was, not only did I change the thumbnail, somebody shared that link in either a Facebook group, on a blog post, something, and it made it go up that dramatically, right?
Yeah, I believe it. Can you scroll down just a little bit to where the source is?
This is the sad part. Look at the audience retention. My audience retention before that happened was 57%, but because they either put it in a Facebook group or in a blog post, it tanked my audience retention, because that is not, see where it is? It's all external. The browse feature went down. The browse feature was at 57%. And notifications was number 2, and external was on underneath that. And that's what happened.
That's crazy. Wow. What the hell? Why where the heck can they share that?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out.
It would have a high click-through rate and virtually nobody watches it though.
Yeah. Not subscribed is 83%. So it's not even my subscribers, but I still don't know where they came from.
Right. I've had similar experiences, honestly. I've had huge spikes in my views from an external, and then my audience retention goes way down. And it's very frustrating. I don't know why. And
I would have done really well if they hadn't shared it.
I don't know. Well,
so sad. So sad.
I liked, so YouTube shows us our average audience retention across all those different sources of traffic. I think that they may be smart enough that they may measure those audience retention separately. So they may measure audience retention for external traffic separately from suggested or browse or search. That's my theory anyway. And I mean, it makes sense that they would do it that way. I mean, I don't know. No, you can't really look at your audience retention from different sources of traffic, I don't think. Yeah, that sucks. That stinks. I've had the same thing happen to me before, and I don't know a good way. So I know, you can do a reverse image search on Google. I don't know if there's any way to see where people are sharing your videos at though.
I know I've seen it before, and I can't remember where I got it.
So you can see the click-through rate for those different sources of traffic and how they differ. Sometimes they may do good in search and bad in suggested, or bad in home or good in search or whatever. But I would imagine that they're probably smart enough to know that, and you probably get trolls out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was that's probably what happens every time somebody joins one of these dang sub for subgroups. Hey, go like and comment my video. That's probably exactly what happens to everybody's videos, is people only watch for 20 seconds and their audience retention goes way down on their video because they do that.
But see, here it is, external sources right here. It's telling me 84.9% comes from external, but it's not telling me where it's coming from. It's showing me all the sources. And how is it 1, 2, 3, 4 sources that only gave me one view from all those external? Where's the 89.9%?
Sometimes it might take a day or two for it to.
I know, but I want to know now. I don't want to wait.
Yeah, I've had that similar things happen. I had one video that it was kind of putting along, and then boom, it shot way up, and then for 2 hours is just getting hundreds of views, and then boom, kind of leveled off again. And I found out that it was external, and Google was the source. So Google is ranking it on the first page of Google for a short period of time, and then I guess they decided not to rank it there anymore, and they took it off.
Well, all my other manufactured home videos do rank on Google, and I get good external traffic from those. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to know what this is. It's making me sad.
You might have to wait a day or two. I don't know. Search around. Search on Reddit. I don't know if we can search for that. I don't know if there's a good way to do a reverse search on a YouTube video.
We're gonna find out. Are you using BeLive for the show? No, it's StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah.
Yeah, I used to use BeLive, but I found it very expensive.
Yeah, and what's cool is StreamYard allows me to stream to Facebook as well as my YouTube channel at the same time. And they have a free version. And
you just have the duck in the corner.
You have a little duck symbol in the top right corner, and this one I get my own little custom thing. Let's see. I agree with the collaboration with other realtors for sure. Yeah, that's something I haven't really done, but I mean, I love the idea of doing it.
Well, I've asked, I swear to you when I tell you, probably 100 different real estate agents, and Joe was the only one that was willing to do it with me, which is you go into your listing and we'll compare the architecture in your area to our area.
Yeah.
I even asked you, Malcolm.
I know. I was like, I don't know if Maryland houses are any different than Louisiana, but
and they are everywhere you go. Like, honestly, the houses in Mississippi are totally different than the ones in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like everybody is got a different thing. Some people have heated floors. We don't have that here. We have radiant barrier in the attic. You know, that kind of stuff. People find that interesting.
Yeah.
And when Joe did his video, they had that xeriscape, which doesn't have, you know, like you don't have to water it. You know, there's no like mulch and stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah,
people were interested in it.
You hear that, Tim Macy? Let's do a round robin for YouTube. It's a round robin for YouTube. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe
like everybody compliments one another. They recommend each other's videos and they go around and around in a circle.
Yeah,
it's very smart. Honest to God, it will make you. It's a good way to get YouTube to know what you guys are working together. It's smart.
If Tim's in San Antonio, you have somebody in Austin and then Dallas. I mean, I see huge potential for collaboration there. You know, maybe you guys could make a video where all three of you guys are somehow contributing to one video, or maybe make separate videos. I don't know. There's probably a lot of potential there for you guys to kind of hand off to each other. And you could be like the 3 channels all about Texas. Because maybe people would say, we want to move to Texas because we're tired of paying business tax or whatever, property tax, whatever it is. And then they don't know where they want to go. So having a kind of a group of channels all about Texas, you know, and that could be a lot of value to.
And you all release them at the same time and you're complimenting one another.
And you're pointing the other friend in Austin, Texas.
Your Wi-Fi's screwing up, Malcolm.
Oh no!
You're like
no. I was doing that. I was doing the robot.
Yeah.
I bought a Wi-Fi repeater, and I should get that soon, and that should help my signal up here. All right. Is it possible to see if a new thumbnail actually helps your traffic?
Yes.
Yeah.
TubeBuddy has a feature called A/B testing. And they will allow you to swap out the thumbnail back and forth for 14 days. You can make it as many days as you want. After those 14 days, it will tell you what your audience liked better. What did they click on? It gives you a significant difference. Sometimes it's not significant, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. But yeah, you can do it that way, or you can do it like this. If you don't want to buy the TubeBuddy version, mark down, make a screenshot of the first thumbnail that you put out. See what your click-through rate is. 24 hours later, switch out your thumbnail to the new thumbnail. Again, mark down where your click-through rate is. And if it does better, then go ahead and then change it out. You know, like just
yeah. So you can go into your analytics of your videos and you can see your click-through rate. And so you can see, you know, my average click-through rate right now is 6.2. And this one, over the first 2 days, it didn't really perform that well, right? I got 5.2% and then 3.6%. And on this second day, I changed out the thumbnail, and then my click-through rate jumped way up into the 8s and the 6s. And that's one way that you can do it, is if you see your click-through rate's not that high, you can change it out. Now, you have to be kind of careful with this method, though, because your click-through rate is going to be all over the place. It's going to be fluctuating a lot, especially in the first week as YouTube is testing out your thumbnails or testing out your videos for different things. So you may have to get kind of strategic about this, maybe like average out the last like 7 days and then try a new thumbnail, average out the next 7 days, something like
Well,
that.
when you get good at this, when you get good, like when you're studying this, like you're studying as soon as a video comes out and how a video is responding, you know pretty quickly if a video thumbnail is tanking. You know, you don't have to wait that long. You know, you know when to change it out. So.
And the other option is that you can pay for TubeBuddy, their highest level of their service, which is $50 a month, and they give you this software here, which what they do is they swap out your thumbnail every other day for like 14 days, and then they can give you what your click-through rate was, what your average view duration was for each of those. So in this one here, I tested out these two, buy the dip or a picture of my face, and I can see that the original one without my face got a much higher click-through rate than the one with my face.
Told you.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with the face is if you have an audience, having your face in the thumbnail can be great for your audience to recognize it as one of your videos and click on it. But if somebody is brand new and to your channel, they've never seen any of your videos, having your face doesn't necessarily add value to it. You can still do it.
You have to test it though. Yeah. I mean, there is no concrete answer. Maybe their face is more appealing for that topic than our faces. Nobody wants to look at my face.
Let me show you another one here. So this is one I did about the virus and how it's impacting our real estate market. And I just tested out these two thumbnails, one with just a picture of a house and one with a picture of the virus. And, you know, not surprisingly, the one with the picture of the house got 13% click-through rate. The one with the virus got a 10% click-through rate. And I think it's because, you know, people don't really recognize what the heck this thing is. They don't know what that is, and they don't know that this is talking about the housing market. So this top one definitely performed much better.
And it's kind of sad because I use that same little virus cell. And when I was putting on there, I'm like, I hate to say this, but that virus is kind of pretty with the red and the gray. I was dotting it all over my thumbnail, and I'm like, it's kind of pretty.
Here's another example. So one with me up close and big money with a big face, and then one with me kind of a little bit further back and kind of blurry money. And of course, the one with me up close got a much higher click-through rate than the one with me kind of further back. So yeah, something like this is something that you could use to do A/B testing every time you upload a video. And pretty much every time I upload a video now, I always try to force myself to create at least 2 thumbnails for my videos.
I do like 10.
Okay, well, so I've been hustling the last week. I haven't, everybody else sitting at home playing video games. I've been uploading a video just about every single day. Today, I actually published 2 different videos on 2 different channels. And yeah, I just been hustling, just, you know, kind of treating it like I'm a full-time YouTuber now, just pumping out this content. And because of that, I haven't had as much time to try to make 10 thumbnails for every video. And I just kind of have a pretty good idea of what a good thumbnail is. I'm just kind of creating one, throwing it up there, and then moving on to the next video.
I couldn't do it. Like, I have to follow the steps. Like, I could, there's no way I could just be like, I'm just going to make this and put it out there. No. I like to stew over the thumbnail. I like to stew over the titles. I do too. I like to have people look at them and give me better suggestions and things I didn't even think about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will pay somebody to make thumbnails for them, but thumbnails are so important. I would really consider learning how to do it yourself and really, I mean, what you think, there's plenty of them that are very pretty, but have not a damn thing to do with what you're talking about. You know, like, oh, that's beautiful. What's your title? How do those connect? You know, like, you're a big old thing of your mug making a strange face that has nothing to do with the title of your video. Christina and I are in another Facebook group just for big YouTubers to mastermind about thumbnails. And there's this one guy who makes these really cool looking thumbnails. They're really pretty and got these colorful things and everything's all crazy looking. But when I finally found his channel, his videos, none of them were performing well. They're really fancy, you know, graphics and images, but they don't make good clickable thumbnails. They don't entice somebody to actually want to click on the thumbnails. They're just kind of these weird, fancy images. So yeah, having a really detailed image and having a good clickable image are not always the same thing.
That same person will shred you for
Yeah,
a
that's
thumbnail.
jackass.
Yeah, he will flat out shred you on your thumbnail. But then like one day, I mean, he like had into me, and I literally took a day to figure out who he was and since he was such an expert at this, I was going to figure it out. And I pulled up his channel. I'm like, dude, like you don't even get a fraction of the views I get. You know what? I'll stick to my so-called crappy thumbnails, and you can have your fancy ones, because I'd rather have people watching my stuff than be pretty.
Yeah, like, hey man, I'll put up or shut up. Let's see your click-through rate. I'll put my click-through rate up again. I'll put my latest videos click-through rate versus your latest crazy, weird, fancy thumbnail click-through rate any day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I gotta go.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I'm done.
This was good. We got a lot of engagement on this one.
Yeah, Mr. Lawson, we did.
Hopefully next time we do this, I'll have faster internet up in this room, and I won't be doing the robot dance.
Yeah, we can dance. Imagine if we could see Jerry Knight is watching.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy Knight. Imagine if we could see agents, GCI, that are out giving their opinions on everything.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I've had lots of behind the scenes conversations about that.
So actually, I can do that for Keller Williams agents. We have an app, and we can look up their production. But you know what? It's not even always about the GCI. It's more their net income as well. That's what you can't find out, is what their net income is. Are they spending $50,000 on Facebook ads promoting their videos, or even YouTube ads promoting their videos, so that they can make $60,000 in GCI?
I never found that paying for a video worked on Facebook. What I did find, as far as a video ad on Facebook, if it was a very short ad, very like, you know how like even how Brad does those like slow shots, one of the front, one of the like kitchen area, one of the backyard, and literally that clip would run over and over and over again. That ad does a lot better than ones that where it was my whole video, 2-minute long video, or whatever, 1 minute long video where I read an ad on it. That didn't do as well. The other one was just short little clips, get to the did much better. And I got much more leads, and, people found the house through a Facebook ad.
What I really like with Facebook ads is just retargeting people. You can retarget them for 6 months with your videos. And there's actually a way that you can set it up in a series. So they see this video, then next week they see another one and another one. So you just kind of stay in front of them for 6 months.
Yeah, Facebook ads is a whole, like when I got started in there, I mean, it was pretty simple. And now it's like, you need a master's degree in Facebook ads. Like, because every time I don't have like listings coming out the wazoo all the time. So it just seems like every time I need to start doing another ad, I'm like, what the heck is this button? Where the hell, what is this? What's this new thing?
Right. Yeah. It's like designed for computer programmers. It's pretty.
It wasn't though. For the longest time, it was like really idiot proof, and nobody was using it.
Let me. So you were with EXP. Do you have a way to look up people's productions within EXP?
I'm sure, but I don't care enough to do it. Like I just, like honest to God, like let's
throw everybody up. We'll post everybody's GCI right now.
I don't even care. Like honest to God, I never did. When people are like, well, what's your production numbers? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not that person. I'm like, oh, can you see me? Can you show me how you redesigned your business card? That I like.
Yeah, here's the truth. All of our GCI is going to go to shit this year.
Yes, everybody sucks this year.
Hey, we all suck equally.
Yay! Level playing field. You can't get more new level in this.
Yeah. Luckily, I had a good year last year, so I'm just going to keep going with telling everybody those numbers instead of 2020.
Well, I'm just glad.
Off to a rough start.
I just have to say though, I'm glad I decided at the beginning of this year to go all in on YouTube. I couldn't be more happy with that decision.
Yeah, that's great timing.
Who knew?
You're bringing in the equivalent of one commission, every month or so.
Yes.
And you never have to leave your house and get infected. And it's building streams of passive income. With real estate, it's kind of one and done. But with YouTube, your videos are going to be generating you money for years.
Oh, yep. That's the idea. That is the idea, my friend.
All right. Well, I will see you probably next Thursday. Seems like we've been doing these a lot on Thursdays.
Okay. Whatever.
And-
I'll believe it or not, I'll be home. So
That's surprising. What?
yeah, just
You're gonna be at the mall next Thursday? Okay.
No. I'll just let me know. I'll be home. I'm not going anywhere. But I'm gonna see if we can go pick up our groceries at Walmart. So if anybody's Walmart has a service that you can, because I thought I had everything, but I didn't count on the fact that people are gonna be so bored that they eat food like a vacuum cleaner.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So anyway.
Good
All right,
stuff.
my friend.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And boom.